So when we're starting into our planks, we want to start up on a wall just to make sure we got our basics down as far as our breathing, our form, and our tension before we start dropping down on a countertop, bench, table, and then down to the floor, or we can do the stair step down, fourth, third, second, first step as we increase the gravity load. So anyways, starting up on the wall, we want to think body nice and tall, and probably about a 9-degree angle between the arm and the body. That'll get more important when we get down to the floor. So we want to think we have our breathing pattern set. We're going to think we can take off one arm, kind of breathe into like the thumb in the back of and kind of the lower back, and the forefinger to the front side on one side, then on the other to make sure we're engaged. We can think of like almost a little push away from the wall almost to make sure we have a good connection from our elbow into our lower shoulder blade through our core into the ground. We don't want it routing through here as much. If you get our elbows a little too high or a little too low or sink in, this is going to do a lot of the work and we're not going to turn on our midsection quite as much. So we're going to think of that little pull away from the wall. We can do our endurance holds, or we can do some rotation on either side. So when we're going to rotate on one side or the other, we're going to think we're going to pivot through our shoulders and hips and on our feet. So we're going to get a pivot to one side. This all moves as a unit. The rotation's all happening in your ball and socket joints and on your feet. And we want to think that same little push away from the wall, elbow connecting to the lower shoulder blade to the midsection into the floor on one side, then pivot to the other. Little pull away from the wall, elbow, lower shoulder blade, core into the floor. We can work on our endurance holds on that to build it up the entire time. We want to make sure we're maintaining our breathing into all our different corners to make sure we're not losing any bits. We want to make sure we don't start to collapse or overarch out. We want to think nice and tall and long, keeping our ribs down, engaged on the front side, and making sure all that feels good, nice and happy. So any problems with that, please give a call or email. Otherwise, have a great day.